Your patio has a slab that rocks, or there is a crack that wasn't there last year, or every time it rains there is a puddle that never drains. Sound familiar? That is not wear and tear. That is not the slabs being cheap, and it is definitely not bad luck. In almost every case, the problem started before a single slab was ever laid, and once you understand why, you will never let anyone lay a patio for you the wrong way again. A patio is not just slabs sitting on the ground. Think of it like a sandwich. The slabs you walk on are just the top slice of bread, the bit everyone sees. What keeps them flat, solid and crack-free for decades is everything underneath. And that is where almost every patio in Britain goes wrong. Underneath your slabs, there should be 3 layers. At the very bottom is the sub-base. Sub-base just means the foundation layer, the stuff that goes down first before anything else. In the UK, this is usually MOT Type 1, which is crushed rock and stone compacted down hard. Think of it like the gravel you see on roads before the tarmac goes on. Same idea. This layer needs to be between 100 and 150 millimeters deep once compacted. That is roughly the height of a tin of beans. But here is the important bit. That is just the sub-base. On top of that goes your mortar bed and your slab. So the total depth you are digging out before you start is typically around 200 to 250 millimeters in total. Get the depth right from the beginning, or everything above it will eventually move. The middle layer of the sandwich is the mortar bed. Mortar is just a mix of sharp sand and cement, the same stuff used to stick bricks together. This gets spread on top of the sub-base about 30 to 40 millimeters thick, roughly the width of 2 fingers, and the slabs bed down into it. This is what holds each slab firmly in place. And then the top slice of the sandwich, the slab itself, the bit you actually walk on, 3 layers. Sub-base at the bottom, mortar in the middle, slab on top. Get all 3 right and a patio lasts 30 years. Get any one of them wrong and you will be back to square one within a few winters. So why do they go wrong? There are 4 reasons, and every single one of them is avoidable. Reason 1, the sub-base is too thin or not compacted properly. This is the biggest cause of sinking patios in the UK. The sub-base needs to be laid in layers, no more than 75 millimeters at a time, and each layer needs to be compacted down with a plate compactor before the next goes on. A plate compactor is that heavy vibrating machine you sometimes see on building sites. Sounds a bit like a lawnmower, shakes the ground and drives slowly across the surface. It squeezes all the air out of the material and makes it solid and stable. If the sub-base is just tipped in and not compacted properly, it looks completely fine on day 1. But over time, the weight of the slabs, the furniture, the people walking on it, and the British weather slowly compresses it unevenly. One slab drops here, another tilts there. Within a couple of winters, you have a rocking slab and a puddle sitting in the middle. Reason 2, the mortar does not cover the full slab. The correct way to lay a patio slab in the UK, according to British Standard BS 7533, the official guideline for paving, is to cover the entire underside of every slab with mortar. A full bed. Every millimetre of the slab touching mortar underneath. What some people do instead to save time is put 5 blobs of mortar on the sub-base, 1 in each corner and 1 in the middle, and drop the slab onto those 5 blobs. This is called dot and dab. It is specifically against British standards, and there is a very clear reason why. Those 5 blobs leave gaps under most of the slab. Water gets into those gaps. In winter, that water freezes. When water freezes, it expands, and that expansion pushes upward on the underside of the slab. Year after year, the freeze and thaw cycle breaks the bond and eventually cracks the slab from underneath. You see the crack on top and think the slab has failed. What actually happened is the gap underneath failed and the slab had nowhere to go. Reason 3, no drainage fall. A patio needs to slope very slightly away from the house so rainwater runs off it rather than sitting on it. The minimum slope in the UK is 1 in 80, which means for every 80 centimetres of patio, the surface drops by 1 centimetre in height. Most tradespeople aim for 1 in 60 to be safe, especially on smoother slabs where water takes longer to run off naturally. That is a tiny slope, and you would never notice it by eye when you are standing on it. But without it, water sits on the surface, seeps into the joints, gets under the slabs, and causes exactly the freeze and thaw damage just described. If your patio has a puddle that sits there after every shower and never drains, it was laid without the correct fall. That is not wear and tear. That is a mistake made on day 1. Reason 4, the patio is too close to the damp-proof course. Every house in Britain has a damp-proof course, usually just called the DPC. It is a layer built into the brickwork of your house that stops moisture from the ground travelling up through the bricks and into your walls, something called rising damp. To find your DPC, look at the brickwork where it meets the ground. You will usually see a thin, horizontal line of slightly different material running all the way around the wall at about 2 brick courses above ground level. That thin line is your DPC. When a patio is laid against the house, the finished surface of the patio must sit at least 150 millimeters below that DPC line. If the patio is too high, rainwater sitting on it can bridge straight over the DPC and into your wall. Over time, that causes damp patches, mold, and damage to your walls inside. Completely invisible until the damp starts appearing indoors months later. So if your patio is rocking, cracking, or pooling water, the cause is almost certainly one of these 4 things. Subbase not deep enough or not compacted properly, mortar not covering the full slab, no drainage fall, or the finish level too close to the DPC. None of these are expensive to avoid when a patio is being laid correctly. All of them become expensive once it is already down and needs lifting. Now you know what to look for, and if anyone ever quotes to lay your patio, you know exactly what questions to ask. Next video, we are going inside a cavity wall to show you what is actually in there and what happens when it goes wrong. Subscribe so you do not miss it. That is what WhiteBuilds is for.